No dinosaurs ever.
But you got to dry it off first, and then you got to put the oil on it. I'm ready to kill somebody right now. Ready to murder.
Salt. Kosher salt.
Manja.
Oh yeah. Butter it up.
Butter that up.
That's garlic butter, not just regular butter. Garlic butter.
Garlic butter.
Yeah. There you go.
And the thing is, we can't buy it in the store right now because it's crowded.
No. The markets are ghost towns now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So I get a roll of toilet paper now, huh?
There's some things that are not stocked but last time I went, everything was there. Oh, that looks good.
It sure does. Sure does. Oh my God. I'm so horny right now. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Scampy meat.
Scampi. Daddy.
Yeah.
How long have we been on, by the way?
About 2 minutes.
Were you on? Were you on when I was getting ready or not?
Dude, literally, we came on and I hit play on this video.
Oh man,
you are listening, maybe watching. I don't know, but this is Transparency and Merit. Back again.
Yeah, back again, and we got into quite a tiff on our last show, and I thought, you know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this again and just go over?
These are big points. These are big ideas. These are not petty things to argue, like a lot of what you see, a lot of the talking heads you see on YouTube. This isn't fluff material. These are things, these are ideas that can truly impact your life.
They sure can. I mean,
did you have a steak for dinner?
You know what? I had pork sausage for dinner. I had about 3 or 4 of them. And I've been trying to fast, but man, let me just say this. I don't know how people do it, but it's easier said than done. I think it's almost impossible. I don't know how people do it. I don't. But I haven't been in a restaurant in what feels like months, but I guess has it been like how long have the restaurants been shut down? It's been 2 weeks. It feels like months because I usually go to the restaurant like 3 times. Like I go inside a restaurant like 3 times a week, and I feel very deprived right now. I'm a spoiled little bitch boy, and I guess I want.
Now, if you went into a supermarket and you knew 12 rolls would get you through a pretty good amount of time, but you see in the toilet paper section that there are 2 12-pack rolls there. Are you buying both or are you leaving one?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. I mean,
I'm just asking you, what would you do hypothetically?
Probably at this time, dude, unless the law came in and restricted me from doing it, I would probably want to take both. Right now, I don't trust. I don't trust the system. I don't listen, Joe. I
Why
don't
would you
trust.
take both? Why would you not help the person coming after you? Why are you taking two when one will get you by? Just a thought.
I don't know if one would get me
This
by. I
is the
mean, I was
problem we
sure.
have. This is the problem. If everybody just bought what would get them by the next so many days, and then go back when they ran out, there would be more. There would be more. Everybody would have toilet paper. It wouldn't be a shortage. And the problem is, people took more than they needed. That's all. Markets couldn't keep up with the demand.
Yeah.
Is anybody here?
I don't know if anyone's here at the moment. Do you want to? Do you want to reset it again? I mean, like maybe repaste it again. Like we're here now, Joe. As I start to bloviate, but I'm telling you, Joe, I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't trust my government, whether it's the federal, state, or local level. I don't. I sure as hell don't trust the media. I trust the media less than I trust my government because they've lied. But in some ways, they're all in cahoots. I don't trust the right or the left, or or the moderate. I certainly trust the right more than I do the left. I think there are more hysteria on the left than there is on the right, but they both suck. They're both awful.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just such a bad time. I mean, this has affected everybody negatively. This whole, whether you believe it's a hoax or it's real, it's affecting people negatively because you can't go into the stores and get your stuff. The things that people normally do, you can't do.
But before we go out, what we're feeling, the effects that we are feeling psychologically, are environmentally, those are real. Those are made real, but they're based on a false premise. But perhaps what we have here, and now we've posted our show like 8 times, so hopefully you can find us.
Probably.
Yeah, okay, I'll start over. So everybody's kind of feeling this now. Everybody all over the world is feeling the pinch, and everyone's going to be getting restless sooner than later. I happen to enjoy sitting around and working on my projects. Actually, a good opportunity for me if I could stay regimented like I'm doing. And but people when they get restless and they don't know what to do and they don't see the light of day, they start to panic. And panic, like the overbuying of all the toilet paper, it was a panic move. People panicked. There's no shortage of toilet paper in this world, but people panicked and took more than they needed. Stop it. Stop it. But of course,
That is such a lie, Mandy.
I gotta post that. Just because. It's automatic post if I see
Will
that.
Mandy ever do a show with us?
Mandy will come on sometime.
She should.
Got a lot to say. Mandy's got a lot to say. But look, we're feeling pressure. And whatever I don't feel exists, it's there for a reason, and it's there to take over our minds, to preoccupy our minds and keep us in a state of fear. And what we're not doing is, yes, I am a solo lip. But what we're facing here is, oh man, okay, you know what? Fuck all you people.
Hiding again, Mordecai.
Running away from all you. Stop looking at me.
Hide away. I'm going to hide. I'm going to hide. I'm going to hide away.
Listen, that's it. It's. I feel that this is the ultimate distraction, and if this leads to something mandated, like a vaccine, What are you going to do then? If you're not sure, if you have question in your mind that this is something that was that was just designed to keep our minds in a state of fear, you have a decision, you have a impasse, you have a crossroads to enter and cross through, and you're going to be given a choice. And I'm just giving a hypothetical. What if you are mandated to take a vaccine? And this creates a real strenuous situation. It's a real problem because some people aren't going to want to take it. They don't want to get involved with it. They don't want to put something in their bodies that is designed to stay in your body. And for all we know, it's designed to break your body down after so many years, but it doesn't go away and you don't know. So I was talking to a legal expert about this, and there are remedies for a situation like that. If you were given, if you were mandated to take a vaccine you don't want. And he told me some interesting ways for dealing with it. And because saying no won't work if it's mandated, just by just going in, and if you're asked and you just say no, that's not the best way to deal with a situation. It never usually is. So there are remedies, and maybe one day we'll get to talk about that if that becomes more of an issue or more of a discussion. But there's a lot of things going on in the background, I feel, that are being done. What if they tell us the money is tainted? What if they start finding dollar bills tainted with the virus, and use that as a platform for pushing digital currency, which I feel would be our greatest loss of freedom ever. There's nothing that would take our freedom away more than being in a system where we only can use digital currency. And so I fear that day, but I feel that this situation and people's eyes being off of the true target here, which is control and change and possibly new world order. So what do you do with all these things in the background? Yet we still can't get over this notion, this phobia, and not going outside, not gathering with people. Somebody, a real life friend of mine, you guys are all real friends to me, but I'm talking about somebody I know offline, said to me the other day that he's been getting together with friends and drinking on Zoom. So they're having conference calls where they're drinking and doing what they normally do, but online. And I told him, what if we had something that we really wanted to say in private? And now we're going to take that private conversation and log on and digitize our thoughts and expressions. And to me, that just sounded so 1984, because once that's digitized, that information is now part of the interwebs of things. So you lose an organic method of communication, and that's extreme, but that seems maybe where we're going. Pay to survive.
I'll tell you something. We are in scary. I mean, like I think we've been in scary times for a while. For me, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The left has being on YouTube and just watching, some of my, like, the channels and stuff, and being around the entertainment industry, and these YouTube channels being demonetized and all that stuff, I realized it was a realization for me on how powerful these outrage mobs are and how powerful the left is. They're not, like, numerically, they're not powerful, and most people would never agree with them, but they are powerful in swaying public opinion and basically canceling people out and blacklisting them from our economy and from social life in general, for saying something that they disagree with. And I'm hoping one of the things this crisis, one of the silver linings in this crisis, is maybe we get some laws in this country enacted in this country that say, hey, wait a minute, these platforms belong to everybody, because now, essentially there is no private industry anymore, and you cannot. I mean, like and to me, it ties in with the 1964, the public accommodations part of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which says, you cannot discriminate against, race, but that should also deal with political affiliation as well. Unless they're making a nuisance of your business, you have to serve them, and you have to serve them in the same way that you would serve anybody else. You cannot, a company like YouTube is a company that shouldn't be picking winners and losers. It should be up to the public, or they should be broken up, because that's what they were entitled to be. They were helped with the government. I mean, they're helped with, and I forget the name of the bill, but they were, they're not being sued because they're not a public, because they're not acting as a publisher. And yeah, so I mean, because they claim to be an open forum, they have protections from being a lawsuit because they're not a publisher, but they're acting as a publisher by censoring individuals and also putting money towards groups that they agree with, like the Young Turks. I think got a couple $100,000 from them, which I think is outrageous. Anyway, Joe, I see a video of Tim Pool.
Well, we were watching this earlier. I don't think we got through it.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for a more updated. Let's see here.
Can we go on Tim Pool again, though, and see what else he's saying right now, and like what's going on? You know what? For me, Tim Pool gives the most unbiased news out there, in my opinion, and he slams. The leftist media is very inconsistent, and it's filled with activist journalists. Tim Pool used to think it's because they're making money, but now he's kind of on the page that I am, that these are activist journalists, and they believe that they are crusaders doing the right thing. Your anti-racist leftist is kind of, I see them as kind of like religious zealots, and they believe in their cause very much. And it doesn't matter what they do; they can lie, they can cheat, they can steal, because in the end, for them, the end justifies the means. And basically, they'll do anything for their cause, regardless of whether they lie or anything else. So, what is this Redondo Beach?
New press release just came out. Redondo Beach enacts additional closures to include the beach, walkways, beach access points, and park sites. Looks like we have a call. Welcome to the show again. Are you back? What's going on?
What are you, you run this show?
Yeah, we're running this show. Redondo Beach City manager acting in his capacity as emergency services director has issued the attached order. That's because it's all a lie. That's why they got an actor as the manager. The Redondo Beach Pier, international boardwalk and parking structures, except for the purpose of picking up food, is a no-go.
Where do all the bodies come from in New York?
What bodies?
The ones that have to get refrigerated trucks to put them into.
I haven't seen any. Sorry.
Now that is the first. How many deaths have happened in New York, Howard?
I'm not I'm not sure. A lot.
Oh, but you've seen them all,
Enough
right?
to overwhelm their morgue.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not. You know what? I'm not doubting anyone. For me, all I'm saying is I don't trust my government, and I don't trust the media.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid to go against JP?
No, you've gone against me this whole
I've
time.
gone against him. Yeah,
I went off because what you said in your last call was ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't you try having some specificity? You know, I noticed that this friend of yours, Dash, writes very specific nonsense in the chat room. He sounds like an idiot to me, but he's very specific. Why don't you try being specific?
He's a pretty smart guy. I like Dash.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart guy. He wants one world order and AI to run the world. He can go fuck himself. So
I didn't know
back
that.
to you. What part of what I said didn't you agree with?
Well, you know, to point fingers and blame at a country for
Are you a
something.
dumb fuck?
Hey, you're a conspiracy theorist.
It's now known that China held back. China destroyed the genome.
It's known
of the RNA for that virus.
It's
they had
known,
it the
far
first
and wide.
time, but they had it destroyed.
It's known.
I'm sorry. You gonna keep talking over me, or you wanna?
I wasn't talking over you. I was waiting for your horrible breaks. You were breaking.
You were talking over me.
No,
I listened to the last show. No, you didn't just talk over me.
You don't know me. I do nothing passive aggressively, says Debbie Daly. You're right.
You are passive aggressive. That's your MO.
Wow. I mean, that's a big wow coming from you. Wow.
Well, you're a very resentful man.
Okay.
You know that you resent my talent of communication. You wish you had it, but you don't.
No, I think you're completely off base on almost all your points, really.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you didn't just refute my saying that I had talent. You just said you didn't particularly like my choice of things to talk about. But I noticed that even through your resentment, you're not able to just say, no, you have no talent. You don't do that. Why not?
Brian, were you waiting for a point to be made?
No, I was listening to the banter, but I will say that Howard, you have been known to be the reason I blocked you, and I could be wrong on this analogy. You were rather being aggressive than you were being passive aggressive. But I consider that some of the things that you've done in the past to be rather, and I don't want to get into this as a personal slight against anybody. I've been interested in hearing what you have to say about this COVID-19 Wahoo, this coronavirus. What do they call it? Well, I call it the communist flu.
The Wuhan flu.
Yeah.
The Wuhan flu that originated in Wuhan, China, only a few miles from the only level 4 biolab in China. Just a coincidence in all of China that the place where the outbreak happens, the center of the outbreak is where they only have a level 4 biolab and don't have one anywhere else in China. Would you like to see, did you look at the articles I tweeted at you?
Were they articles tweeted at me or were they tweeted at JP, Joe?
Why would I waste my time tweeting at JP? He's useless.
It would be a waste of time because they're all a bunch of junk.
I tweeted them at you. Did you look at the articles that I tweeted? Would you like that? Would you like an article that talks about the biolab?
Honestly, you know what? I don't see any articles that you tweeted at me at all. Which ones did you tweet? My Mr. Midnight Movie or my Transparency and Merit?
Midnight Movie. It's not on Cali OTM.
Midnight. Mr. Midnight Movie, why would I waste my time with JP?
You don't even know how to reach him.
He just talks nonsense.
I'll tell you something though. I haven't gotten any of your tweets of the articles that I've gotten nothing actually.
I'm looking at both accounts. You didn't send anybody anything.
Oh, is that right? Are you looking at my account?
I'm looking at.
Is it possible, Mr. Midnight Movie, that you blocked me on Twitter?
No, that I have not done. I blocked you on Skype, and only because you did when you affected the show we had on Israel.
Don't get triggered. You're coastering. You know what the coaster is?
No.
No. My friend's wife, who I've known since college. I know him from college too, and my college roommate. My friend's wife will remind me now for 30-some years that you drank something and didn't put it on a coaster in their house in Brooklyn 30-some years ago. Every time I see her, she'll remind me of that. Don't be a coaster person.
Well, I was just bringing up that. Well, no, I was bringing that up because I think at this time it was a little bit relevant, but I certainly could be
not relevant to this conversation.
All right. Well,
substantiating articles and everything I told you.
Well, I haven't. You know what? I'm looking at my Twitter feed, and I haven't gotten anything. Hold on a second, Howard. Let me see here.
You're not looking very, very well.
A big welcome out there to so many people tonight. Thank you for being here. Debbie is here.
Yeah.
Jamie McSun, Political
well,
Woodstock.
Debbie brings everybody.
Darren is here. So many people. I'm excited.
But not here to listen to you.
No, they are.
Nobody comes.
But they are. But they are. They are here, and they are listening, and that is exciting.
Well, they are listening. They are listening, but they wish you would shut up.
I don't think so. And
I think if you did a poll of people, you'd find out that people wish you would shut up. They'd rather hear Mr. Midnight Movie, and certainly they'd rather hear me. But you, no.
Well, maybe not. Let the people speak for themselves. You can speak for yourself.
And the thing is, I want to hear all ideas, whether they're popular or not.
That's
By
right.
the way, when angry, I have tweeted to you that I've gotten nothing from you. So you can tweet away the articles and stories that you want to, and I will.
Well, you'll have to go back to the time that you did your last show, Mr. Midnight Movie. You're not looking far back enough because I tweeted it right after I hung up. Regardless,
I have every tweet that's been sent to me so far, and nothing.
Yeah. I think you had me blocked, Mr. Midnight Movie. I think you don't know what you do.
I don't think so.
And we do welcome callers 310-668-1969. Call in.
Yes. Bring us your nonsense. The only person that brings you any content is me, and you know it.
We get some good input.
But again,
depends on the topic.
I'd like to hear from you. What was it that I said that wasn't true?
Is that me?
No. I'm making a mistake in asking JP. What was it that I said that wasn't true?
I just felt it was inflammatory to come on with a conspiracy theory pointing fingers at China.
Where did the virus originate?
What we're told in the media, we're told it was China, but are you sure? I mean, were you in that lab?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You were in that lab and saw it yourself. Okay. All right.
What country had the first case outside of China?
You take all your information from the news, period. It's
What
obvious.
country had the case outside of China
Use
first?
it. Use it on Brian. Why don't we go that route? Because where you're going with me
No, no, no.
has no
You're the
place.
one.
Where
You're the
you're going
one who
with me has
passively.
no place. No place in our existence at all. So
You're
I'll
the
I'll
one who
gladly step
passive
aside.
aggressively.
I'll gladly step aside from this part of the conversation. I have no problem with that.
Or
Brian does have an
that's right,
opinion on that, by the way.
because you stuck your foot in your mouth. You passive aggressively
I couldn't
attacked
be any
me, and
more
now you
direct about
back
it.
it up.
I couldn't be any more direct. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. It's fabricated from the bottom up. All right.
Right.
There you go.
You can't provide me an answer to my question. So when challenged, you run away like a little girl.
Where was the challenge? What was the challenge? Based on
I
something
very
you saw
asked
in
you.
a newspaper
I
article?
asked you.
Get out of here.
Oh, are you going to keep talking over
Get
me?
out of here with that
You made
nonsense.
you
It's
made a statement that
nonsense.
everything that I said. You made a statement that everything that I said was fabricated and wasn't true, and I asked you specifically what was fabricated, and now you want to run away like a little girl.
Well, you're saying something about some game and how they hugged each other at the end of the soccer match was a plot against Italy.
No, they didn't hug at the end of the soccer match. They probably did at the end of the soccer match. But since Italy won 4 goals, everybody hugs each other when they make a goal. They hug each other, they kiss each other, they jump up and down. They spread the virus in the stadium. I sent that article to Mr. Midnight Movie. So what is it that you have a problem with?
Let me ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you a question. How long do you think this this virus? How long do you think America will be shut down?
Oh, I think for months. I don't think they have a handle on anything. I think they botched everything from the beginning.
And,
Somehow America sat on their thumbs while the whole world burned. And I don't believe that they really thought that it wouldn't come here. I think that the stand down was a deep state stand down, no different than what happened during 9/11.
how bad of an impact on the American and on the world economy do you think this is going to have?
It's unprecedented. I have no idea. There's nothing to base this on. It's unprecedented.
Yeah, we're you know, folks, we are in. I'm just going to say this for me. We're in very scary times, and this is unprecedented, and we don't know what is going to happen.
By the
We
way,
don't.
the USS Theodore Roosevelt is steaming its way. Well, no, I'm sorry, it's nuclear sub. It's a nuclear carrier. It is nuclearly going to Guam because they're starting to be overrun by the coronavirus. I did a little research and found out that they made a stop in Vietnam for a little shore leave, just a little bit of shore leave. There's some other ships that made some shore leave here in Thailand. I didn't think that was a good idea. Kind of makes me wonder about who's running that fleet, that they would even let them they would even let them go in Thailand. Oh, by the way, if I tweet something to you now, Mr. Midnight Movie, do you think you might get it?
Hey, Joe, what is our number? Because what's our number again, Joe? Yeah, try again. What's our? Oh, there it is. 310-668-1969.
There you go. Call on in. Share your
Yeah,
thoughts on it.
Call on in, and if you're an idiot, spout nonsense.
But okay, well, I do know that, you know, I've heard it rumored that during the Korean War, the start of the Korean War, there were talks about about dropping both hydrogen bombs on both China and on the Russian Soviet Union at that time. We were really going to just annihilate them off the.
I wish we had. Chinese are spitters. They're dirty. They have no manners. The Chinese here are some of the most disgusting individuals. They get in fights on airplanes all the time. They can't stand in line. They're line butters. They're some of the most uneducated oofs of the world. They're worse than Germans.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, it has been a boy. This is you just spouted off a whole list of hate speech. The ADL may be contacting you. Hopefully not me. And I want to say that the Organization of Transparency and Merit, not necessarily the opinions of our guests, and not necessarily the opinions of Transparency and Merit.
We are open to hearing more. We do have another caller. Let me take it. If I hang up on you, just call back. All right, caller. You are in here with Brian and Joe. How's it going?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's going on there?
What's up, JP? This is Dash calling in, bro.
Dash on the line. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm liking your topics here, you know. I'm liking the vibes, you know.
We're trying to mix it up a little bit. Any interesting stories? Anything interesting going on in your neighborhood?
It's pretty much full lockdown, quarantine. You know, it's social distancing. The whole agenda's going on, man. New World Order. You're gonna be putting RFID chips in our hands pretty soon, for all I know.
No, but keep your eyes out for any weirdness if they are asking for vaccines. I haven't heard that yet, but I wonder if one day that'll happen. I hope not. I hope it doesn't come down to that. Dang it! I don't know how to get Howard back in here.
Well, I think can you just?
Howard doesn't like me, dude. I don't know what I did to Howard, but like for some reason he has this like infinite hatred for me. I don't even know what I did to him.
I think, Joe, what you can do is there's probably a way to add that call in. Like while he's talking, add that call in.
Add me as a friend on Skype. This might hang up on you. If it does, just add me as a friend. All right, you're back.
You hung up on me on purpose. Passive aggressive.
It was sort of. I knew it would hang up on you, but it was. I had to take.
We're waiting for Dash to call back in to give you a challenge.
I was trying to bring both of you on, but
a mental challenge.
What exactly is a dash?
You'll find out when you get the mental challenge.
That's right.
Yeah, you think I'm going to be mentally challenged by somebody who calls himself Dash?
Maybe.
Maybe you will.
Maybe.
So you think the Dash will best the one angry Jew?
I don't know.
Something that nobody has done so far. So, are you interested in any of those? I'm still waiting for JP to tell me which articles or which things that I said were wrong, unless he thinks everything is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to tell you this. Well, but you're taking stories from the newspaper and coming up with a conspiracy theory, and it's your theory, and that's fine. But it's a conspiracy theory. That's all I'm saying.
Define what is a conspiracy theory.
All right, look, not tonight, dude. Listen, these stories are
you want to run away? You want to run away? All right, go run away.
They're complete nonsense. All right.
I'm sorry.
No, because when you start pointing fingers and saying that China set this off intentionally, you're bringing in a very, very strong insinuation. It's a very
that's right.
It's a very polarizing.
That's how it's done.
This situation already couldn't be more polarizing. You can't gather in groups. You can't get together with groups of people to talk about it. And you want to draw another line. You want to just alienate the whole country. Go for it.
Do you need a safe space right now?
Be my guest,
Do I
man.
need to
If you want to
do I
be
need to
that
give you a
guy,
safe space?
if you want to be that guy, go for it. That's on you. But that's not.
I'm always that guy.
It's so far out in left field, and so far from the truth, and so far from the bigger issues at hand.
How do you know what the truth is?
How do
You just said it so far from the.
I know it's
You
not
just said it
true.
so
I
far
know it's
from the-
not
No,
true,
no,
and
no,
I know
don't
that
talk over
I
me.
know that the media
Yep,
is not
you
there
just
to
said-
inform you.
You just said it was so far from the truth. So why
Yes.
don't you tell me what the truth is?
I'm telling you, it's so far from the truth. I know it is not true.
Again, you've now said it twice.
Yeah, I'll
So
keep
far
saying it.
from the truth. So that insinuates that you know what the truth is. So why don't you tell everybody what the truth is?
I may not know exactly what the truth is, but I know it's a lot
Well,
closer.
then how can you make a statement?
Because
and
you
saying
took
it's so
your
far
information
you
from
don't
a
know what the
news
truth is?
source that lies. All right?
You're
I don't know
flawed.
how else to
Your
tell
thinking
you
is
in your
completely
thick
flawed.
dome. Hello? Is anybody in there? Jesus Christ. There's no
Your
easier way to
thinking is
put
so
it.
flawed.
You get all your dumb news from an awful news source every time. Nobody's buying
You don't
it.
even know my source.
And you're
You don't know my
racist.
source.
And you're racist.
You think
to
like
boot.
a
All right, caller, what's going on? You're on with Brian and Joe.
Yeah, it's Dash again. Yeah, man, I don't really agree with Howard, dude. I think he is delusional in a
How
sense.
could you? Hook, how could anybody agree with
offsets
him?
what you have to say. He's just nah, it's not gonna be that, dude, because I don't think it's gonna annihilate itself that way. And it's just dude, you don't even know what you're talking about, bro. I might quasi non-dimensional tesseract.
Exactly. It's a little bit much for me. It just is. It's a little much, Howard. Jeez. Brian,
what are you guys using? Are you on Skype or what are you guys using to stream this?
Well,
we're using Skype
online. We're streaming directly. We have the Skype.
Now, can we bring Joe? Can we bring other people into this? Can we bring other people into the into our stream?
Yeah, who do you want to bring in?
Why don't we bring on Howard and see what he looks like? Or you don't want to bring him on?
Is he on cam?
No,
I'll bring him
no.
on. He goes on camera.
That would be great.
Yeah, I want to see what Howard looks like, man. He's talking all this stuff. I want to see if he can back it up.
Let's see if he'll give him a link to the show, or actually give Dash a link to. Can Dash get a link, and then he can go on, and then we can have Howard call, and I guess Dash can go on. We've got to put someone on a link so Dash and them can have a conversation.
One of these two guys is gonna have to add me as a friend, so on Skype. Otherwise, it's gonna hang up.
What's your Skype?
Sorry, Dash. All right, you're back. What else do you got?
Are you
what
such an idiot that you don't know that I'm calling in your call-in number?
No, we have other callers calling in. That's why I'm taking other calls too.
So Dash just has to add Joe as a friend. JP, he goes by Jewish Producer.
Yeah, you can find me a Jewish Producer on Skype.
Yeah. And that would be the thing we're dashing, because we're going back and forth between the two, and it's getting a little messy.
It's getting a lot messy.
Yeah. Did I get up at any time and use the restroom? Because I think I did.
No.
Oh. We got another call. Who is it? Who's calling again?
It's Howard.
You should stop hanging up on me. It's very passive aggressive.
Actually, you hung up that time.
Well, can you put him in? Can you give him a link? I guess you can't give him a link to the show.
It's a midnight movie. So when you say that time, you mean that you hung up the other time?
Yes, I did. To take another call. I can only take one call at a time if they're not added as friends on Skype.
I see. That's not true.
Actually, it is. Okay. Any other?
Whatever. So tell me what the truth is. Give me a rundown on the truth.
Bring Dash on.
You're so curious, aren't you?
Bring Dash on.
No, not really.
I
just
knew
wanna
you
hear
would be. I
just
knew
wanna
you
hear
would be when
come
you
up with it.
realized nobody around you is dropping dead like they're telling you on the news.
Put the calls on together, idiot. That's what Debbie said.
I can't get Dash on here unless he's added as a friend. Let me see if I could add him in. Let's see if I can find him.
Yeah,
See
you
if you
go
can find
find
him.
Dash. That's a noble cause.
Dash. Rainbow Dash.
Dash him a dash.
It's definitely not Rainbow Dash. And there's a million dashes, so finding him is going to be tough. Let's just stick with one call for now, and if we get another, we'll figure it out at that point. Sorry,
She's
Dash.
Yeah.
Dash, Skype name.
You do as a producer, you suck.
Right. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Manja, manja. Inga, inga.
You show
Oy vey,
him.
oy vey.
You show him.
Oh, and by the way, his Skype name is Z Dash. ZDASHH.
Oh, is that right?
Z
You didn't say that right.
It's ZDAS Triple H. So Adam is a friend.
Well, I can
And
do
then put him
better.
in the
Okay, let me add.
What is wrong with you?
Well, there's three of us. There's four of us on the call. Who are you talking to?
Wow, how about that? Now let's get Dash on. Z-HHH. Stand by. I'll get you.
Why do we want Dash?
I don't know.
because he wants to challenge you.
I like
You
Dash.
can challenge her to a duel. Have you heard that
I
man?
want to keep him for my own
He's a
show.
nuclear physicist. Bow down to him.
Dash and I had a show one night.
Dash wants to talk to the Jew. Just give the people what they want. Who is calling me? Give the people what they want, JP.
Dash and I did a show last week, and in the middle of the show, YouTube shut us down. We
Okay.
went.
Well, anyway, we don't care about that. Let's get Dash on this call.
We got there. Is it Z Dash?
Yes.
Let's see. Z Dash. I wonder if this is him. Let's see. Z Dash.
Is he another millennial you're
Oh
throwing
yeah.
at me?
You're just gonna love him.
Well, he's talked to him before.
It's a battle royale between the boomer.
I don't know.
It's
the fire of angry
Z-H.
Jew.
H. The Z-HH.
Uh-oh. I was calling the wrong
Fire
one.
of one
Z
angry
Dash
Jew.
Triple H.
These people burn out. These millennials burn out quickly.
He's gonna okay boomer you, buddy.
We don't give
Oh,
a fuck.
yeah.
Boomer this.
Yeah. Can't wait. Let's
The
hear
millennial versus the boomer. You know what they call? You know what they were calling Corona 19? They were calling it the boomer remover.
Really? The younger people are dying from it, Mr. Midnight Movie. Get your facts straight.
I know. I said that's what they were calling it in the beginning.
50% of the dead people in the state of Louisiana are under the age of, they're between the ages of 40 to 45. Boomer remover?
That's what they were calling it.
They had Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Those
They
idiots
had
had
those
Mardi Gras.
those freaks and faggots down there during Mardi Gras breathing all over each other. And now they're all sick.
And the mayor of the mayor, I just heard the mayor of New Orleans, who said, "Well, nobody told us it would be a problem."
I'm still
Are you
looking
going to bring
at Dash.
Dash on or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. Don't worry.
Dash the mayor.
He's gonna have to add me.
Dash. Dash the mayor of New Orleans.
We're having problems here with a little bit of a few technical snafus.
Use a little Mrs. Dash on potatoes, everyone.
No. Your only
Yes.
problem is your
Mrs.
producer.
Dash.
He sucks.
I can't get a hold of him, so well.
I bet I can. What's
Your
this?
producer-
There he is. Hold on.
Your
One
producer
time.
sucks at producing.
And hi. I just said hi to Dash.
Oh, that's lovely. Your producer sucks at producing.
You'd never even know who Brian is if it weren't for me. So relax.
That's correct.
Don't be an idiot.
I
said
did help
no.
him online.
I see Dash right here, Joey.
All
Z Dash Triple
And
H.
let's add him.
Yeah, Joey. and come back from your safe space, Joey.
I don't see him.
Joey,
I don't see
come
him.
back from your safe
See
space.
that?
Listen,
Yeah.
listen to my voice.
Hey.
Joey's
If you're gonna,
scary.
hey, asshole, if you're gonna sit there and patronize her, I'm gonna kick you off. So stop. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you throwing ad hominem attacks at me? Wow.
All right.
That's ad hominem attack. You better go listen to that and you ask yourself what an ad hominem attack is, you idiot.
Yeah.
Ah,
Asshole. Exactly. You called me an
stupid.
idiot and an asshole.
After
Are
you
you
called
that
me
stupid?
10 names, what's wrong with you? What
why are you
is your
yelling? Are
deal,
you upset?
Howard?
I'm
Howard, are you that
sorry.
lonely? You got to talk
I'm
like that.
so sorry.
Art,
Oh,
do you have
JP.
anything to fucking say or not?
Here, listen.
Do you have
I'm
anything to
rubbing my
say?
hands
Do you have anything to say, Howard?
rubbing
Huh?
to who? To
Let's
Dash?
go to the
thought I was gonna
panel.
get
We got 4
challenged.
people here. Pick
Really?
who you want to talk
Nobody-
to and do it, or get the hell
Nobody's
off.
saying anything.
Say what you got to say or
Well,
get off. I'm
You
sick of
sound
it.
upset.
I am. I'm sick of you right now. I'm sick of you. It's pathetic. It's every time.
Oh,
It's every time, Howard. It's not cute.
I'm so sorry. I hurt your feelings.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's not an ad hominem attack if you're talking like that, Howard. Do you get it? You get it now? Good.
JP, stop. You're making
Sound very
Debbie,
shrill.
Debbie, you're
Sound
so
very
sweet.
shrill.
Stop. All right. Give me a break, Debbie.
What about Debbie? What did
you
I
wouldn't
do?
know good information if it does hit you in the face every day, and all you do is call people
Really?
stupid for it. So what's
Because
your deal?
you don't back up your fucking claims.
Hey, you know what? Go research it yourself. If you don't, if you want to sit there, I've already told you. I've already told you my side. I've already told you my side of the story. If you want to go look for information to back up what I'm saying, go ahead and do it. You can do it too.
It's not
Debbie,
on me. You can't make a
you
claim
can do
and
it.
back up.
You
That's
can do
stupid.
it, Debbie. You can look it up too.
Oh,
It's not that
well,
hard.
What? Look up JP's
It's
an
not
idiot.
that hard. Please, you people are
That's not-
acting. You people are acting like I'm saying
shut the
something
fuck
you never
up.
heard
It's not
before.
me to back up your bullshit. That's not my deal to back up your bullshit.
Wah.
Wah. All I'm saying is
Brian.
you're asking me to back
Brian,
up.
why are
your
you
bullshit.
muted? Unmute your mic. Brian,
Jesus fuck.
unmute. He's so
I was just bumming. Hey, I called Dash. I put you on the call, so he's on there. Pick him up, please.
I'm nuts. You're nuts.
Hold on a second, folks.
There she goes. Debbie runs off again. Good job.
Oh, stop it, people. Let's all get along here.
Hey,
What happened here?
If you can't go look something up on your own, I'm not going to hold your hand. You're an adult. Go do it yourself.
All right.
Specifically, what
Put
was
Dash up.
I don't even
By
know.
the way, Joe, I called
I
Dash.
didn't say anything specific. Back up what
Oh,
claim?
You have no clue.
Back up
You just
what?
say things to say
No,
them.
she's saying back up my claim. What claim is she talking about?
And you told her to go look it up.
I mean,
Please,
if she has an issue with something I said, go look it up. Isn't that fair?
You couldn't possibly really be a therapist. You can't put two thoughts together.
Joe,
Listen, man, she said to back up my claim, and I said go look up whatever it is that's bothering her. If she can't figure it out herself, tough. I don't know what she's talking about. That's why I can't back anything up. She didn't
Joe.
say
Yeah,
any
that's
specifics.
That's logical.
I just added Dash to our call. If you can call him up, and then we can all add everyone else and put them in the thing, whatnot. So if we can do that, Joe, let's add more people.
Skype, man. You can add them to your Skype. You have it up.
I already have. Joe, I added Joe.
I don't see him.
Hold on.
He's not on my Skype. That's what I'm saying. He's on your Skype.
Mm-mm.
There you go.
I just called him.
What a cluster.
I just called him and I called you at the same time.
Oh, I see.
Boy.
So it's another call.
Yeah.
Great for
So,
All right. Let's
so you
see.
got to kind of I think it's down there some ways. So you got to call him, and then
That's just calling you, man.
it's calling him too. Keep it on, and I'll hang up, and then I think that'll just keep. Oh shoot! Are you on there, Joe?
I don't. I'm gonna take you off. I'm gonna take me off. All right.
We're working on this, folks. So it's a
Okay.
little bit of a process.
Now I've got him on. Now I've got him on, so we could call him up.
Yo,
All right.
what's good, bro?
What's good?
How you doing?
It's going, man. It's good. There
Hell
it
yeah,
is.
dude.
There's the man, the myth.
What's up?
Hey. All right. So I guess people are telling me to get this this Jewish guy in here. This one hanging.
Yeah.
Can we? Let's see.
Dash, are you also a Jew?
No, I'm not.
Oh, really? Man?
Say that.
That
Why
beard,
did you say that?
me, buddy.
Hold on. Why'd you say that, Brian?
You know what? Wait a minute. Can I mention why? I saw a little Shia LaBeouf in him.
You look a little shy of a buff.
I like it, dude. Holes is a great movie, man. I love Shia LaBeouf.
Are you part Jewish though? Is there any Jewish? Do you have any Jew in you at all?
I'm Irish and Armenian.
That's why you look kind of Jewish. Armenians look really Jewish.
Maybe
so
a
you
little
want to add him into? You want to, Joe? Are we going to add him into our?
Yeah, I don't see his number on here now. Darn it. Dash, I'm sorry. One more time. Now that I got you in here, let me call him and then I'll add you in. Sorry. All right. Man, it's so many problems here, but we got it.
Yes.
Thank you, by the way, if you're here listening.
You called is not available.
Oh, of course he's not
Please leave a
listening.
message after.
No, he's run away. He's run away from Dash.
He's run away.
He's run away.
He was scared.
Perhaps he was.
All right, let's get back into a groove for a second here. And JP nobody kicked you off. Get out of here. You were not kicked off. All right. There we go.
Idiot. It's not a real number. Calling back numbers. Why don't you call me on Skype?
What are you afraid of?
Now let's add Dash. Let's add Dash and get this rumble started.
You're
are a scared man. You are a scared man listening to a bunch of horrible news stories.
Go look it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Dash on the millennial versus the boomer.
Yes.
Millennial versus boomer.
How you doing, Howard?
I've already talked to this guy.
Are you afraid?
And
you afraid, old man?
Dude, I don't respect that, man. Why? How can you call me useless when you don't even know me? Like, how can you just like blatantly like?
I've talked to you before. You just don't remember.
I know. I exactly remember. You berated me for saying the word "like" too many times. You're like, how can you keep saying "like"? How can you keep saying "like" over and over, dude? Like, you can't.
Ignorant.
Dude, but ignorant. Like that's like freedom of speech, man. That's literally like.
I'm not your dude. I'm not your dude. It's ignorant. You can't speak the language. You can't speak the language.
You're everybody's
dude. You can't
dude.
have a conversation with me.
You should be able to adapt to even different types of speak, even if it's gutter speak. You should be able to adapt as an intellectual person.
Wait. Did you say different kinds of speak or speech?
I said even if someone's speaking gutter speak, which would be like slang in a term, you should be able to adapt and like not let it like emotionally like.
I don't come from the gutter. Would you expect the Queen of England to speak gutter English?
Well, so you're saying you're the Queen of England?
She doesn't wear her crown anymore.
Have you heard of the king? Have you heard of the King's English?
The Queen is in default, anyways. So
I mean, regardless, man, it's just like you should let your intellectualism transcend like my grammatically errored like.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I should like transcend. What does that mean?
It means you should like just get past it. You shouldn't. You literally get so stuck on like the figuratism of that word that you like let the whole conversation's topic go like
Yeah,
rampant.
you just said the word. You just said the word like in one sentence 5 times.
It's okay, cool. Like I like saying the word like.
Well, I asked you how to grammatically use the word like. See, if you would like me to speak the way that you do, you're going to have to tell me what the grammar is. See, I understand English grammar. You understand, what is it, millennial grammar? I don't know what it is, Gen Z grammar. So you're going to have to explain to me how that grammar works.
I'm definitely not a Gen Z, but I am technically a millennial. It's more. It's like you're expressing like yourself in a form that's not just like roboticized.
Yeah, right,
like,
right. Stop right there. Stop right there. You just said like 2 times. How did you decide to say like twice? What's the rule?
There's no rule. It's just kind of like it's like a buffer, you know. It's like it's a pause in speech.
I didn't hear you pausing. So why did you need a buffer?
It's a way to express yourself in a more clear sense. You know, it's
So saying a word that has no business being in the sentence, that's being clear.
it's not really being clear. It's just the way like
Well,
people my age.
wait a second. You just told me that it was being clear. Now you just said it's not really being clear. Which is it?
I never said it was being clear. I said it was a way to express yourself like in a more like intense version without having to.
No, you said it. You said it in a more clear way. So now you just said it's not. It's not clear. So which is it? Are you confused?
I mean, it's not transparent, obviously. I mean, it's not a fucking window. It's mainly just a way to like culturally like identify with someone of like your age group in a sense. Like if I'm saying the word like over and over to someone else my age.
Okay. Let me put this out there. If you got somebody on JP show, which is not impossible to believe, who is retarded and can't put a sentence together, would you like me to talk to the retard the way that the retard talks to me, or would you like me to speak proper English?
You can do whatever you want. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to judge you based off your grammatically correct or incorrect tenses.
But the world judges you on your inability to speak English properly.
I mean, people are going to judge you regardless, though. What does it matter?
No. People won't judge you if you speak properly. But when you speak improperly, they judge you. They wonder about your intelligence.
I mean, that's a good point, but I think regardless if you're speaking properly or improperly, they're still going to judge you in some mannerism. I mean, that's just human nature.
Do you believe that you're speaking properly?
Okay. This isn't why you're here, though. Let's move on. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in this stupid circle.
I'm sorry. It's not working out for you. But I'm curious, Dash. Is your grammar, whatever grammar rules you're using when you're speaking, did you learn that in school?
I would say, Dash, you'd be that much more powerful by minimizing getting rid of those words, eliminating them. I work on it all the time. I'm not good at it.
I'll do it for Howard. Just so we don't get stuck in a rabbit hole of like this.
Well, if you can do it for me, why can't you do it all the time?
It's a subconscious mannerism. I don't think about it consciously.
Does it get you laid?
I mean,
all right, this is enough. Okay, guys.
Dude, I go to the club, I'm like, yeah, what's up, Tiffany? Like, I'm going to get a drink. Like, do you want like a drink, like a gin and tonic? Like,
laid immediately.
I mean, really, if I had a button to make you disappear, I'd push it.
Get face sitting all the way, guys.
I'm glad you don't have that button, Howard.
But Dash,
I'm glad you don't have that button.
And Dash, by the way, I do have that power, that button, and I've used it on Howard twice tonight. It's been great.
I had to block Howard because he harassed me.
JP has such a big dick. I'll tell you, he's got a bigger dick than everybody.
I've made you disappear twice, and it felt good.
Good. So, Howard, do you feel like the coronavirus, do you think it's propagated? Do you think it's a biological weapon? Do you think it is fake altogether? How do you feel about that?
I'm sorry. Can you ask me one question and stop right there?
All right. Do you think the coronavirus is a biological weapon? Question mark.
Yes.
And do you think it was released by China as a form to make the United States a worse country than them, to make them not an economic superpower anymore?
I think that it was accidentally released. But after it was accidentally released, I'm pretty sure that the Chinese made sure the world got it so that the Chinese weren't alone.
I mean, I kind of believe that in a sense. I mean, some people believe that there's like a privatized group of people that released it as a form of a new world order agenda that was planned for many years. But
how could somebody accidentally release?
I'm sorry. Why are you interrupting? Why are you interrupting?
No, because something you said was peculiar. It was an accidentally released contagion.
I believe it was accidentally released because the Chinese are not very good. They have very lax standards.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure that and I know how it got out.
Oh, of course. You see what others don't see, I think. Like Neil.
No, I read.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. So it was an accident. Okay.
The workers, the lab workers who are now sitting in a Chinese prison, there's several of them, who were selling live experimented animals that were supposed to be killed and incinerated, but instead sold them to the market.
So this is bats. So somebody ate a bat, and okay.
Did you? I'm sorry. I know you have a problem comprehending English for other reasons because you're drugged up.
I'm wondering. I'm not drugged up, but I'm wondering what you're saying. It makes what you're saying has been disproven so many times by far more reliable people. I'm just wondering why you think you see the way it happened.
I didn't say what you said. I said you didn't hear the word bat come out of me.
Well, you said animals. I'm just wondering if it was the bat story or what.
Oh, okay. So when I say the word animals, you hear bat. What is this? An audio Rorschach test?
Did you would they feed the cattle with it? What happened here?
I didn't say which animals they sold, did I?
Top secret information.
Oh, you insinuated that I said something that I didn't. Why?
I'm just wondering, you said the animals, and the only animal story I've heard of relating to this is the bat story. I'm just curious if that's where you're headed.
I didn't mention bats. You did.
Are you headed towards the bats?
Oh, a specific question. No.
What animal is responsible for because animals cannot? I've never seen an animal in nature coughing or sneezing, so I'm wondering what animal.
I'm sorry. You're right. You've never seen an animal in nature. Have you ever met an animal that was experimented on in a biolab?
I've never seen an animal sneezing.
You've not? My cat sneezes. My cat can sneeze. I've seen dogs sneeze.
Okay.
Are you that stupid?
I've never seen it. I've seen him cough.
You've never seen You've never seen your dog sneeze. You've never seen a cat sneeze.
No, I've never had cats, but now my dogs don't sneeze. Okay. Anyways, go on. All right,
but you're an expert on biological.
I'm not at all. I'm not at all. I'm just trying to get what you're saying here. I'm trying to get the full picture.
So when we're talking about Fords, you're going to talk about Chryslers. You're not going to stick with the topic.
Okay, go on. So lab experimented animals. Okay,
that's you being defeated.
No, I don't buy any of it. Are you kidding me? It sounds ridiculous. A lab experiment gone bad. Gotcha. It's like Reanimator.
What do people do in biolabs? What do you think happens in a biolab?
I've never been in one, so.
Oh, so then how do you know what doesn't happen in a biolab if you've never been in one?
I am just trying to get your version of the story here. So go on.
No, you're trying to tell your version of the story. But
I'm
you're
not.
Very good
I
at
don't believe that bats transmitted it. I don't believe an animal transmitted it, but you seem to believe that. But go on.
Somehow. I didn't say that an animal transmitted it either, did I?
Well, you said it was an accident. You said an animal, something to do with an animal, but I'm trying to figure out what happens next. Please go, continue.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're not going to interrupt me now?
No, go, please continue. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to this nonsense. Go ahead.
If what I say is nonsense, do you have some anti-nonsense?
I mean, it's pretty obvious that like it was transmitted through some type of animal, either like by like them feeding like an animal and infecting the animal and then cooking that to serve a human, most likely.
Okay.
China accidentally let this virus out. I can say it's accidental because I don't think they would let the virus out in their own cities on purpose.
I mean, they're communists. They really don't care that much about their people. They would do that if they could supersede the U.S. as a world superpower.
How would they do that by doing this in their own country?
Because they already have a overpopulated place. Like they obviously like don't want that many people in their country. Like they've said it. That's why they limited their population to having one child per couple.
Mm-hmm. So their economy gets ruined in the process. You think that was a smart move?
Is their economy ruined though? Is that proven, or is that just a temporary thing where their economy will recover better than ours? Maybe that's their plan.
Well, they have blue skies in China. You know, the last time China's seen blue skies?
Yeah, it's true that pollution's going down now, which is, I guess, good for them.
No, not going down. It almost disappeared. They have blue skies, which means they're doing nothing.
Maybe on the surface, but maybe they're doing stuff underground. You don't know. As you said, like, how do you know what they're doing? You're not there. You're not...
Underground? Well, wait a minute. Maybe they're doing things on the sky pods.
The sky pods?
I just made that up, but it's as valid as your underground statement.
China's very advanced. They could be developing new types of weapons underground for all we know.
I noticed you dropped the likes and the ums and the I means. Do you have a switch?
He said he would do it for you if you remember.
We're trying to do it for you, Howard, so we can have a good conversation without you getting transfixed.
I think that's fantastic. So you don't think that you think that China put this out deliberately? Is that your theory?
Oh, I totally think they put it out deliberately.
And they put it out deliberately in their own city first because
what's the best way to hide something in plain sight?
So if I was going to set off a nuclear warhead and I was going to aim it at China, you would tell me that the best course of action would be to set it off in Philadelphia?
No, I mean, that wouldn't make sense because I mean, I understand your analogy, but in terms of a nuclear bomb, I mean, that's a way different scenario. However, in terms of a biological weapon,
this virus is much like a nuclear bomb.
A nuclear bomb would have much more casualties, but I mean, I understand the analogy. However, this is in terms of. I don't think you understand the true damage of this virus. It's not the mortality; it's the morbidity. What do you mean by morbidity?
I know that's a new word for you. It's a new word for everybody. Morbidity means it's not mortality, meaning it's not death. Morbidity means that when you go in the hospital with this virus, you go in not for a week, you go in for 4 weeks. It takes people out for a very long time. That's the morbidity, all the things that go along with the virus when it makes you sick. That's the morbidity of the virus. The mortality is when you die. Now the virus is done. The virus's power is in its morbidity, not in its mortality.
Yeah, I can understand that. However, I still don't think it's as grave as a nuclear bomb.
Well, we stopped talking about the nuclear bomb. We're talking about the virus.
I'm saying they're releasing it on their own people because if it was blatant that they used a biological weapon, then every country in the world would be attacking them and they'd be annihilated. They're trying to make it seem it's like a Trojan horse almost.
Well, wouldn't it be easier to just have somebody get it and go travel to a country and walk the subways and spread it around?
I mean, technically, isn't that what happened? They released it in Wuhan, and then people who lived in America who were traveling in Wuhan came back through the airports and
Well,
spread it
wait.
everywhere.
You're telling me that the Chinese, that their plan was to let it unleash in their city full of millions of Chinese in search of a few Americans that work in the city, hoping that they would go back to their country and take it back there? That was the plan?
In a sense, yeah. I mean, they probably were aware that there was definitely American tourists in that area. They
That
were aware.
I gotta tell you, Dash, that sounds like a millennial plan. That doesn't sound like a really good plan to me.
Why is it a millennial plan? What does it have to do with age? I don't get it.
Because it makes no sense at all.
So you're assuming millennials just make no sense and they're just like younger
Pretty much.
generations who are
Pretty much.
dumb and stupid and they're not wise enough to
Oh no, it
understand
has
things?
nothing to do with the younger. No, it has nothing to do with them being a younger generation. It has everything to do with them being a lost generation. Nobody taught them anything. They know very little.
Why do you think no one taught them anything?
Because their parents were a bunch of Bernie Sanders. Let's love the world and let's live free and let's not teach morals and let's not have winners and losers. Everybody's a winner. Everybody gets a trophy. And what you get as a result is you get the millennials.
Isn't that a generalization, though? You're assuming you know how every single parent worked for every single person who's in my age group. That's a massive generalization.
I didn't say it was an absolute. I said it was a It is a generalization. Unfortunately, the millennials got the short end of the stick. It's not their fault. It's just nobody taught them. They're like animals. If you don't train your animal, you get dangerous animals. The millennials, well, they knew how to fuck and they made Gen Z, and they're even worse.
Well, actually, the millennials kids would be Generation Alpha. Gen Z is like right after the millennials.
Yeah, whatever. You know, it works all the way around. It's a whole crew of idiots.
No.
It just seems like you're stigmatizing them in a sense, just because where you making these assumptions that they weren't taught anything.
Retarded, if you were born retarded, would you be upset if somebody said you were born retarded? Or do we have to couch that in nice terms and say you're mentally challenged? You're not retarded. You're not different. You're just mentally challenged and you're not like everybody else.
I understand where you're coming from. You're saying the participation trophy like ideology, and it's like, I mean, what generation are you from? How old are you?
I'm 57.
Jeez, old man.
You're, I guess, a boomer in a sense.
Boomer,
right?
100%.
Yeah, he is a boomer.
100%.
You can call me the most intelligent one.
Okay. I could also say that boomers actually sold out to the American dream scheme, and they were just like they lived for corporation conglomerate ideologies, and they just sold out for things.
That may be, but they're intelligent, unlike the people we have now.
You can't just say all millennials are dumb though, because there's some millennials that are going to MIT. There's some millennials who are
dumb. No. I didn't say they were dumb. Dumb means they can't speak. They certainly speak. They say the word like every third word. So they're not dumb. They're just not intelligent.
But how are they not intelligent when the millennials are doing all the coding work for the computers that you're using right now? How are they not intelligent when they're creating innovations?
You can train a monkey to code.
I mean, I guess. But you can't just say they're dumb, man. It seems like you have a biased standpoint.
They're order takers. They can follow rules. They just don't do it well. Most of what they don't do well. Do you understand the complexities of hiring millennials in the workforce? They run away when they get upset. They don't conform to norms in the business. They get upset. They need a safe space. Companies now need a Muslim prayer room and a millennial safe space.
Maybe they just don't want to inherit the wars of their fathers and the older generations. You assume they just want to be like you guys and just follow your way, but maybe they want to do it their own ways. Maybe they want to innovate and do it something different.
Well, what is my way? Hold on. What is my way?
It seems your way is a traditionalist standpoint where everything has to be brought up and upkept in like this right, like proper, like elitist mannerism. And if it isn't, then they're just dumb and stupid and they're just immoral and they're.
Do you mean by you mean traditions?
Well, I mean, I said traditionalist, so yeah, technically yes.
Mm-hmm. And what is the millennial way?
I mean, it's kind of, I can't just say it for every single millennial, but in my perspective, I'm a millennial. It's asking questions. It's not just conforming to what you're told by an older generation to be hammered in from this socially conditioned like paradigm paradigms always change throughout every generation.
I'm pretty sure if you ask the boys, I do nothing but answer questions. I'm sorry, I don't answer questions mostly. I ask them. Thank you. So I don't think you've got an edge on this whole question answering thing. What is it to be a millennial? Tell me.
I mean, you're seeing it, but you're seeing it in a sense that means that, like, you're already being biased towards it. Like, I could say I'm a Gen X, I could say I'm a Gen Z, whatever, millennial. It doesn't matter. It's just a word. It's a standpoint. It's not. It doesn't define them as like they're just people, man. Everyone's people, no matter what age they are. You don't have.
Then why do you call yourself a millennial and call me a boomer if it's not defining?
Because that was the topic at hand, and I asked your age, and I said in a technical generation bracket, you would be a boomer, and I would be a millennial if we're talking in specific generational brackets.
Do I speak like you?
I mean, I don't think so. I think we differ in terms of context.
All right. Do I speak like the majority of the English-speaking people in the world? Do you realize that you're different than most of the people that have come before you?
I'm glad I'm different. I don't want to be like them.
You know. Okay. Well, it's a bit of a '60s hippie kind of thing.
Well, you were alive in that time, right? So why would you reject that?
In the '60s, I was riding a tricycle.
All right.
And smoking pot.
I mean, but that was the generation before you, technically, then. And how can you reject that if the millennials are trying to bring that as a throwback in a sense? They're the reincarnation of that generation before you. It just seems
I didn't reject it. I didn't reject it, but they could speak English properly. They could think. They had logic. You, as a millennial, have emotion.
I mean, I've actually read studies saying baby boomers are more sensitive than millennials.
Well, I don't really see much of a difference. Now, take JP for example. You heard him get real shrill and start yelling and get very nonsensical.
It wasn't nonsensical. It wasn't nonsensical. You were actually ruining the conversation, but you've taken a better course since then. So continue on before you stoop down into your lower mind again.
Yeah. Yes. But
I think you're delusional, man. I think you see millennials as inferior, but they're actually superior, and you have an inferiority complex towards them.
Great
point.
Well,
hold on a second.
Great point.
If I'm delusional that you think that I think millennials are inferior, are you not delusional because you think that millennials are superior?
I never said millennials are superior. I'm saying you think...
you just said it. No, you just said it. You said that I'm delusional because I think millennials are inferior. And you just told me that millennials are superior in many ways. Are you delusional?
I mean, in a sense, I guess I could be delusional, but at the same time, I do think millennials are superior technologically.
Now, for the record, Dash, I have not admitted that I'm delusional. You called me delusional, and then when I pointed it out to you, now you admit that you're delusional. So how can you argue with somebody who's not delusional?
Because
somebody who argues with somebody who's delusional wastes their time, don't they?
I don't agree. I think people who are delusional are actually the most hardworking ones. I think every great innovator this time or past time periods are delusional. Galileo, Tesla, Einstein.
Delusional. Wait. You think Tesla was delusional?
I think they all. I don't think they were purely delusional. I think they had a sense of delusionality to get what they wanted.
Oh, wait. What does the word delusional mean?
It means you're against the grain. It means you're a nonconformist. It means you're not going to follow society's manufactured standard.
No. A nonconformist is against the grain. A nonconformist is not delusional. So what does delusional mean?
I mean, delusional means basically
you don't know. If you're gonna use a word, if you're gonna use a word as a definition, you ought to know what it means.
I know what it means, but also I could say I don't conform to that, meaning I can use words I don't know what they mean just because I'm a nonconformist and I don't have to agree with what you say.
That makes no sense to me, but I'm going to read to you what the definition of delusional means, and then you tell me if you think that's really what you meant. It's an adjective characterized by or holding idiosyncratic beliefs or impressions that are contradicted by reality or rational arguments, typically as a symptom of a mental disorder. So you now have admitted to me that you're delusional. Do you have a mental disorder?
I said that in a figurative speech just to like calm you down. I don't actually think I'm delusional. I don't believe him.
So you don't mean what you say is what you're telling me. You just say things to placate me.
Well, is that what every human does?
Maybe he didn't know the true definition.
No. Well, clearly he doesn't.
I think he spoke with. I think he spoke with intent. He was intending to relay
why would he use a word that he doesn't understand?
Because I can do that because I'm a free entity.
No,
Howard, what you are is a terrible teacher. Okay, so if he misunderstands something, but that's a matter of opinion. You could do it any way you want. That's just my opinion. In my opinion,
I don't know why you're interrupting.
I'm interrupting because I'm making a point and I want the conversation to flow instead of keep getting stuck in mud. All right?
No, right. I know it upsets you.
It doesn't upset me. I think we should just move forward, though. It's a silly thing. If you don't feel if he's using the wrong words or if he says a word he doesn't understand, then tell him or don't. I don't care.
In a sense, JP, he's trying to bully me like verbally. Like if in real life, like if you try to do that, what if I just like attacked you?
He wouldn't do it in real life. He's too big of a pussy.
Like you could like you're over the call, but it's like if you keep pestering and pecking at people, they can just attack you, man. It doesn't matter. Oh, this is grammatically correct, or this is right and that's wrong. It doesn't matter, man. When real life happens, man, none of that matters.
Well, this is real life for a little while, at least, while we're stuck at home.
Sure is, folks.
Obviously, I'm not saying I'm going to attack him. Just saying, like he's like pestering at me. He's like this like grand scholarly teacher, and I'm like the kid in class. He's always picking on me, like Dash, that's wrong. No, write on the board right now 5 mannerisms that are true. Dash, that isn't this, and that isn't that. It's like, dude, like I can say you're wrong too, and everything you're saying is wrong too, and no one's greater, man. No man's.
And
you sound like you're very upset. Have I upset you, Dan?
No, we've been doing this all night, though. It's the same thing.
It's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating. Like I'm expressing my emotion because like I'm allowed to, and you could think I'm uneducated or not smart or whatever, but like I've been through a lot of shit in my life, man. I've been through a lot of fucked up shit in my life, and I have a lot of people fuck me over, so I don't have to fucking deal with you berating me about this like non-contextual bullshit.
Dash, you're losing it. You need a safe space.
No. But
I don't need a safe space.
Howard, let me ask you something. Are you wearing a mask? Do you wear?
Sounds like the safe space.
Well, I'm trying to ask you if you're wearing. Do you wear a mask or are you wearing a mask?
What does that mean?
When you go outside, do you wear a mask?
100% of the time.
All right. What's a mask? What's the definition of a mask?
Say it now.
95 mask.
Okay. A mask is a grotesque, false face worn at carnivals or in rituals. There you go.
Is that right?
There you go.
Is that the only definition of mask?
That is the definition of a mask. So
is that the only definition?
That is the definition for mask. Okay, it means a few
So
things.
is that the only definition?
You mean does it
Well,
have
you put the word surgical mask.
if mask has other meanings? Yes, it does.
So you cherry picked the definition that you
I didn't
like,
cherry
but
pick.
not the
It's
one
that is the
appropriate.
definition of mask: a grotesque face worn at carnivals or in rituals. Are you getting it?
No,
No,
I'm
the
not,
point
I'm not.
is,
That
if
is the
Howard was
okay.
actually smart, he wouldn't have to berate people who he believes are less smart than him and
Well,
try
he
to like
just-
put them in their place.
well,
Then
he
he
just-
just
he
Let me
did
ask
just
you,
step-
let me ask you,
you have an inferiority complex.
He did just explain to you he wears a grotesque face.
When you say
False face.
actually smart, did you mean if Howard was smart or if he was actually smart? Because I don't know the difference.
See, then you try to like straw man fallacy, and you try to like bring up a different topic that's like pretty related to it.
I noticed that you've returned to using the word like repeatedly. Why?
Because I mean, now you've like thrown me into a position where I'm going to use it because clearly you don't respect me. So why should I try to respect you and try to?
Is that what you
like?
Is that what you do when you're upset? You use the word like?
No, I mean I use it anyway. I was just gonna try to not use it for like the sake of having a good intellectual conversation, so you don't get fixated on it. Like you have like a almost like an autistic fixation with it. And
Oh,
it's
you're able to speak. So you're able to speak properly when you want to. So using the word like all the time is just laziness.
Howard, what is your definition of semantics?
Why is that germane to this particular discussion?
I'm asking a question.
Well, you can ask all the questions you want. I want to know why.
What is your definition of semantics?
I don't even know what the original topic is now because
What is? Well, I just asked a question. You just interrupted. What is the definition of semantics?
well, I'm not playing with words, Mr. Midnight Movie. I use
not.
words.
No,
to my
he would never play with them.
Yeah, you just okay.
Well, I mean, he did say he wears a false face, and I agree.
Who said that? Who said that?
I'm saying that you admitted it, and you do. You wear a grotesque false face.
I said I wore a 3M mask. Somebody
Wow.
That is some furious typing. Mute yourself if you're typing. Okay, what?
Is somebody angry
with
that?
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. It's just like funny how like you have such an elitist mentality, and that's the wrong with your generation. They're so elitist and like conformist. That's like what needs to be changed.
Oh, the problem is that you wish you were like us, but you're not capable.
Trust me, buddy. I don't wish I was like you, man. I would if
Why
I could.
are you laughing?
Because it's laughable. It's how delusional you are. It's laughable.
Again, you use the word delusional, but you told me that you were delusional.
I said it in a figure of speech. I said it. I didn't mean I'm delusional. I'm saying you think I'm delusional.
No, you told me that you were delusional. You said that millennials were delusional.
I never said that.
Sure you did.
Prove it.
Just go back and replay it.
You can replay it. You'll see it in a different context. I never said millennials were delusional.
Well, what are millennials?
Millennials are a generation that were born at the coming of the millennia, and they were born in the 90s, and they grew up through minimal technology, and then they saw the onset of the internet, and they saw how the internet affected humans. And you could, if you were actually smart, you would say it's not the millennials' fault, it's the fault that they were born into the internet, which made them dumb down, and it made them fall into social media and all these like trends within the internet.
It's the fault of their parents.
It's not the fault of their parents. Their parents raised them fine. What are you talking about?
Let me teach you something, Dash. It's a poor musician who blames his instrument. More angry finger banging. Do you know Joe Biden?
Yeah, I don't like Joe Biden.
You do? He's a finger banger.
I was just, my friend wanted to get on the call, and I gave him the number to call. That's what I was typing. But I think Joe Biden is like completely just like Loopy. He's too old. He's almost like demented.
How many times do you think you just used the word like in that sentence?
Dude, that triggers you, man. Were you like a grammar teacher or something? Like you get so triggered by that.
No, I'll tell you what I am. I'm a public speaker. I've spoken to crowds of 5,000. How about you?
I couldn't say 5,000, but I've performed to crowds. Definitely, I can rap.
You can what?
I can rap.
You can rap.
Yeah.
Is that a form of communication?
It is a form of communication.
Well, okay.
Nice.
Somebody who's retarded.
I want to hear some of that.
They practice a form of communication as well. Is it a good one?
Dash, make sure I get a something that you have recorded. I want to hear it.
I can send you my SoundCloud. Yeah, I'll send you a song.
Yeah.
Is rap singing?
Rap's an art form. Rap's like flowetry. It's like spoken poetry.
So when Mapplethorpe does a painting with shit, is that an art form as well?
Who?
Mapplethorpe.
What's Mapplethorpe?
That's an artist. He used to paint with shit. Do you? He did a very famous piece of art called Piss Christ. Do you think that's art?
Anything's art if they're doing it to express something or they're doing it as a form of creativity. Yeah, it's art. Doesn't matter how.
I see. So if you vomited all over a canvas, that would be art.
I mean, technically, yes.
So that wouldn't, to me, that would just be a mess. To you,
But that's
it's art.
See, everything's your opinion, man. You assume that your opinion is an objective truth. Your opinion isn't an objective truth, man. You have to look past that.
Between us. What would be a mess you call art. You're a bit warped.
That once again, that's your opinion, man. That's not an objective, absolute truth. Literally, someone who says what you just said. I mean, someone could say the opposite of that.
Would you like me to give you someone else's opinion or my opinion?
It doesn't matter, man. Your opinion's just one opinion out of billions of other people. I guarantee if we could survey every single person on this earth, at least like 1 million people would say that vomit is a form of art and they enjoyed that.
Do you enjoy that?
What? The vomit? I mean, me personally, I wouldn't enjoy like actual vomit on art. It probably would smell putrid and it would just like be like, unless it was like amazingly made where it like made a cool picture or something. But even then, it would smell putrid. But I understand your analogy. However, it doesn't mean that you just, once again, you're taking a negative connotation towards it. Everything you say, you bring this negative connotation and you try to like revert it back to yourself.
Tell me what's good about vomit. Since I say it's negative, tell me something positive about it.
That's easy.
But you're getting rid of toxins in your body, and it's coming out of your body, and it's being ejected.
Wow,
that's positive.
Okay,
jeez.
Nobody told you to do it on a canvas. Normally, people will just put it in the toilet. Why would you put it on the canvas?
See, like this is like, I mean, no one's ever put vomit on a canvas, so like this is like a totally.
Oh yes, they have. Oh yes, they have.
Do you have Do you have documented evidence of that?
There's plenty of it. You can just go to San Francisco and you can find it everywhere.
Oh yeah.
There is an artist that uses his feces. I know for sure.
Yeah. The name is Mapplethorpe. You may not know who that is, but it doesn't matter. You're jealous of the boomers, as you call them, because they're more intelligent than you. They know more. It's not your fault. Your parents, your parents really failed you.
Nah, man, don't talk about my parents, bro. Don't ever bring up my parents. You don't know my parents. You don't know what they've been through. My dad's 1,000,000 times smarter than you, man. You don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
Your dad's 1,000,000 times smarter. That would make him smarter than Einstein.
All right, obviously not literally, man. Like, obviously, he's not an AI singularity with an IQ of like 10 billion that's like solving every single world problem and giving us faster than light travel.
What do you mean? Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean literally? Is your father a million times smarter than me or not?
Dude, like, are you a robot, man? You can't have like a sense of humor. You can't you're
No,
like, yes,
he
no,
does
that is
not
wrong,
have a
Dash.
sense of
That
humor.
figuratively and contextually, that is not incrementally right, Dash.
Trust me, his sense of humor suffers by his.
You seem to go off
droning on
into a subroutine of being upset. What's that about?
I'm a human being. That's the human condition. If you don't have that, then you're not a real human being. You're just a socially conditioned program.
They're just words, Dash.
Okay,
so why
talk
do my
cheap.
words,
Your
why
words
do
are the
my
same as
words
mine.
upset you?
They don't
Why
upset
do you let
me.
my words upset you?
They don't upset me. I'm speaking with emphasis.
By using like 5 times in the sentence, that's emphasizing what?
I've barely used like this whole conversation.
No, that's not true. I think you should replay this when it's over, thankfully, and listen to how many times you use the word like.
It's
I
like
think you might be
literally because you were a public speech person, you get so offended because you put it in a hierarchy and you think like it's a dominance hierarchy of like speech, and you're just like, oh well, I'm high up in this dominance hierarchy. How can you're not even allowed to speak.
I don't think it is. It is a dominant hierarchy of speech.
Okay, but you don't have to take it to a point where you have to say it. You're saying it, man. You're just putting it out there, and it kills the conversation because people if this is in real life and you just diss someone like that, that's what you're gonna get back. They're just gonna diss you, even if they are intellectually inferior or they're not as educated. They're just gonna diss you back, man. It's not gonna create oh yeah, you're right, man. Oh shit, I wish I could be like you, man. It's not gonna happen, man. You're putting out bad energy regardless.
Just so you know, I listened to the likes and I just counted 11 of them. I didn't really hear what you said. I just heard you say 11 times.
Because you're an ageist, man. Even if I wasn't saying you would still find something to hate on me and stigmatize me from my age.
But is not calling
me a Nazi
form of ageism in itself? Are you not practicing ageism by calling me an ageist?
I'm just calling you out on it because you if we replay this fucking podcast, you will literally say millennials aren't shit, their parents didn't teach them shit, they're dumb monkeys. That's literally what you said.
Oh, I said that the millennials have been dealt a bad hand by their parents who didn't teach them anything.
But it's not one variable, man. You can't just say it's just 100% their parents. That's the only variable in this equation. No, dude, that's too simple. That's definitely not the answer.
Referring maybe to a general decline in the quality of education that's given to
how many trophies did you get in high school?
I mean, I feel like if I say I got trophies, then you'll say they were participation trophies and everyone got them. And then if I say I didn't get trophies.
Well, were they? Did you get a participation trophy? I've never gotten a participation trophy. I used to swim when I was a kid, and I was really good at it. I used to win trophies, and the reason why is because I used to win. I never got one for losing. Have you ever gotten one for losing?
I've never gotten a trophy for losing, man. When I grew up, and I only ran track in high school. There was no track trophies. So I can give you an example of when I played in elementary school, the towns, things. And they wouldn't give trophies to everyone, dude. Only the top teams would get the biggest trophy, and everyone else would get a small trophy, basically. And I was on the top basketball
team. So everybody, wait. So you got the big trophy. Other people got the smaller trophy, but everybody got a trophy.
Actually, no, it wasn't. The top 3 teams got a trophy, and everyone else got a T-shirt, I believe.
So everybody got a T-shirt. Everybody got something, right? You know what? This is such a bad. It's such a bad complaint, anyways. To have. I mean, what's the complaint here? That giving the trophies for not winning is making people soft. I'm trying to understand. I don't have any participation trophies either. All right. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. So I understand that. I'm trying to understand. Are you upset? Do you want a pity party? We can give you a trophy. No. This is a perfect example of why boomers are very. I think the younger generations hate you, and there's a good reason for it. Oh, aren't justified? You a baby boomer, JP? No, I'm not. Aren't you a baby boomer? I'm not.
Gen X, baby.
I'm a Generation X.
You're Generation X.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like your feelings have been hurt and you need a trophy as well.
No. You see,
need
what
stuff.
I just explained to you is that I understand your point of view. Okay, that's what you're having trouble with. I grew up earning trophies. All right, my bowling trophies are my favorite because I fucking dominated at bowling, and I still do.
Oh, I'll kick your butt in bowling, buddy.
I love bowling, and so look, as my assertion here is, I learned a lot of lessons from not getting the starting role as a point guard on my basketball team. I learned lessons by not being in first place or second place or even third place sometimes. All right.
Listen to how angry he can dash. He's beating his keyboard.
Yeah, he's furious. And but I'm trying to. It's maybe the lack of.
And hold on, JP. He just wrote in your chat on YouTube that he just destroyed me.
He
Do you
did.
think he just destroyed me?
Oh, you got annihilated. I called you out.
I think he did a pretty good job. I don't know about destruction. I don't know about destruction.
In that chat room agree with you, Dash?
I'm not feeling destruction, but I do feel that you're holding yourself very well, much better, than I've done in the past. And
right.
I think I do better now.
I don't think Howard's dumb. I don't think you're a dumb dude. I'm not gonna say like I just destroyed you, but I think that like I called you out on your bullshit. I literally exposed you. I didn't destroy you. I exposed you.
Give me an example of something you exposed me on. Be specific.
I exposed you for being ageist. I exposed you for being prejudiced towards young people. I exposed you for being biased towards this whole topic.
Oh, absolutely, I'm prejudiced towards young people because I think they know nothing.
You're so biased, man. Holy shit. How can you be so fucking biased?
That would be the definition of prejudice. I'm biased. You're right. So exactly what did you expose?
You do say racist terms sometimes, Howard.
And you're a grumpy old man.
I exposed that you have preconceived notions about younger generations, and it's never going to change because your mindset's obviously set.
Based on fact.
Grouchy old man.
References. It's based off your opinionated stance because like some millennial probably came up to you one day and called you like an old guy. What are you saying? And you got all offended.
You're a millennial and you're failing miserably because your parents failed you. They taught you nothing.
I could say you're a boomer and you're failing miserably too because you're socially conditioned.
Well, you could say that, but you'd be wrong.
Well, I could say you're wrong. See, no one wins. When both sides don't understand each other, no one wins. And that's all it is. I don't understand you.
I
don't understand me.
I understand you. I understand you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're
parents,
delusional. You're completely delusional if you think you understand me.
Again, you said you were delusional. So is it true that we're both delusional?
I mean, in a sense, we could both be delusional on how we think about each other, in a sense.
Is that right? So why would you choose to be delusional? That means you have a mental disorder.
Dude, every human on this planet has some form of mental disorder, and if you don't believe that, then you're completely delusional.
Say that again. That was a little too quick for me. Say that.
Every human on this planet has a form of a mental disorder, and if you don't believe that, you're completely delusional.
I absolutely don't believe that.
To the same degree.
I don't believe that at all, actually.
To the same degree?
I mean, obviously, there's some people who are schizophrenic and like need medication. And there's some people who are very mentally ill and they go like commit crimes and shit. But I'm saying,
let me ask you, do you take ADHD medicine?
No.
Have you ever taken it?
Nope.
Have you ever had any mental?
Have
you ever been to the doctor for mental issues?
Nope.
Why not? You just said you were delusional. Why didn't you go get treatment?
I don't believe in treatment.
So you would prefer to be delusional rather than be rational?
I think that's just an opinionated stance about something. I don't think that's true.
Delusion is the opposite of being rational.
I mean, figuratively, yes, but And in truth, rationality is fleeting, and rationality will leave you just stuck in a
So
rabbit hole.
figuratively, yes. So you would prefer to be delusional than be rational?
Not completely delusional, and you're saying degrees in a sense.
Well, then you would prefer to be a little bit delusional.
I think you need a little mix of both. I think if you're just on one side of the scale or the other, you're not going to see the full picture.
Tell me what the benefit of being delusional is.
The benefit of being delusional is you don't let people like you, Howard, bring you down and try to make your paradigm objectified to what you want to believe. I think being delusional is fighting people who are trying to oppress you.
My 13-year-old would laugh at what you just said.
Good for him.
You know why? Because his parent cares about what he learns and didn't just give him trophies and whatnot. His parent, being me, taught him things, life lessons. Apparently you don't know any life lessons. Your parents failed you.
That's false. I don't conform to that at all.
It's not your fault. But if you know that you're delusional, why wouldn't you try to better yourself?
First of all, I'm not delusional, and I have bettered myself. So you're making false assumptions.
You just told me that you were a little bit delusional, and it was a good thing.
No, I said in the scale of absolute delusionality and absolute rationality, you should be somewhere in the middle. That's what I said.
You're not even being consistent.
I don't have to be consistent.
Oh, there you go. So again, you don't have to be consistent because being inconsistent is easy and something that you strive towards. Why?
I never said I was inconsistent, but I don't have to follow your parameters of what is meant to be consistent.
Well, I just want you to think like a human being and be rational, and you want to be delusional. So why would anybody want that? Except for millennials, which tells me that they're all mentally ill.
They're not mentally ill. They're creative. They're artsy. They're different. Oh yeah, can your son come up with something like this? I have a hyper-quasi non-singularity text-reactive infinite dimensional matter that can be corrugated with a non-ethereal anti-time resonance state. I bet he can't come up with something like that.
Yeah, that sounds great, Dash, but nobody cares. And anybody listening to you would sum it all up in one word. You know what that one word would be?
I don't really care.
Putz. P-U-T-Z.
Putz?
Putz.
I never heard that word.
Really?
Hang around with a lot of Jews. SJP, what a putz is.
Nah, man.
One day
you're just like a mental bully, man. Like I know bully sounds kind of like we're not like kids in the schoolyard.
He already explained to you he's not Jewish.
Or am I like a mental bully? Am I like a mental bully or am I a mental bully? Which one?
You are a mental bully.
Yes. To a degree, he is.
And he's an elitist, and he's the epitome of what's wrong with this world. I'll say that's the thing. That's just how I sum it up.
And masquerading, and also masquerading as some great teacher, which he's not.
He's completely delusional, and he thinks he's right. You think it's sad you think you're rational.
He is delusional to some degree. I agree. I tend to agree with you, Dash. Some of these behaviors are rooted in some kind of notion that he's gonna be some kind of great teacher to this person, and it's really hogwash. It's dirt.
Yeah, it's a complete straw man in a sense. Like I don't think he's like a dumb person, but I think he just like somewhere at some point in his life, like he was disturbed by like someone putting him down. He has to use that to like fight everyone.
Dumb means you can't speak. It doesn't mean you're unintelligent. Not even using the right words.
You just said dumb means you can't speak. It doesn't mean you're unintelligent. That's completely contradictory.
You never heard the term deaf and dumb, as in Helen Keller?
I mean, I've heard that, but that's just a figure of speech that doesn't have any like conveyed meaning.
No, it's not a figure. It's not a figure of speech. It's speech. Deaf meaning she can't hear, and dumb meaning she couldn't speak.
Okay, I mean, she wasn't, dude. She wasn't dumb. She had disabilities.
We have a question from
No,
the chat
no,
board.
she wasn't. She was dumb. She was dumb. She just wasn't stupid. See,
No,
your
she
parents
wasn't.
failed you. Your parents. I said she wasn't stupid. She was dumb. She wasn't stupid. Your parents have failed you. You haven't even properly learned English. So how can you have an argument with someone
Your
like
parents
me?
failed you
Your
because
English.
you haven't properly learned how to treat human beings right. You just degrade them and put them down and try to make yourself elevated over them. Your dad probably beat the shit out of you or something.
I am elevated over you. I can speak much better than you can.
I could say I'm elevated over you. Same thing.
We have a question from the chat room. Please ask.
No one would believe. We don't care.
Well, no one will believe you. We don't care.
Please ask Howard about Iceland COVID numbers.
I have no idea what the numbers are in Iceland.
I don't know why
really
anybody would care about your views on Iceland numbers. But
I think it's very low.
I think the point was that Iceland has no COVID. I don't know. I'm not sure what Darren's asking either.
I don't believe that.
I'm not sure if that's actually the claim. I have no idea. What's your claim, Darren? What happened in Iceland? I think we had moved on from COVID.
Darren
we actually forgot about it for 10 minutes. It's nice. Nobody brought up anything about this stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Dash. You were able to divert the audience brains away from COVID.
We're gonna give you a participation medal.
You get yes, you have earned a participation award.
You participated and you should be rewarded for your participation. It wasn't good, but you still participated and you should be rewarded for that.
Thanks, Howard. Dude, maybe we get drink sometime, dude. You could educate me on reality and how to be cool, dude.
I'm sorry. I hope you're not upset, Dash, but sometimes the conversation goes. It went that way last time with you and Howard.
No, I'm not. It's comical to me, man. Every time me and Howard we don't get along, dude. We clash. He's like the liberal, trying to be intellectual, and I'm just like a free thinking, quote unquote millennial. So it's just we come two different backgrounds, two different upbringings, and
according to your own words, Dash, you're delusional.
I wouldn't fully. I mean, I may have had delusional standpoints of what you believe is delusional, but I don't think objectively I'm delusional.
Brian, can you read that question?
Is that right?
Got that comment?
Which comment from Darren or?
Yeah, from Darren.
Oh, they tested everyone. It's not as deadly as the normal flu. There, just the way. Just way easier. Hold on. Can I read it? Please be quiet, please.
Shut up.
Please. Basically saying it's just way easier to spread. Most don't know they had it. Okay?
Iceland.
How many people are in the ICU in Iceland?
I don't know.
It's the morbidity, not the mortality. Apparently, Darren doesn't listen.
So here he goes again. He's picking on Darren now, man. What are you, the president of the United States, man? What is he saying, dude?
Like.
How do I even know you're a public speaker? For all I know, you're a schizophrenic, drug addict.
Did you ever watch any of the Peanuts cartoons when you were little?
Nah, I didn't.
You remind me of the teacher going wah 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 wah. Like.
I'm glad I could remind you of something that seems to affect you so deeply that you have to keep reiterating it.
I only said it once. What do you mean reiterating? Reiterating means you say it over and over again.
You said I say at least 20 times in this podcast. You said I said something.
I think you've said it more than maybe 200 times.
It's just why do you fixate on that though? Why can't you move past that? Why can't Howard just be all right, he says whatever. I'm not gonna let it get to me. Good for him.
I'll tell you why, Dash. I'll tell you why, Dash. Because you use the word like as someone who has Tourette's. It's kind of hard. It's hard to ignore somebody with Tourette's.
Yeah, but if someone had Tourette's, you wouldn't just like, if you were in the same room, you wouldn't say, you have Tourette's, you suck. Like, you would never say that to someone.
No, probably not, because it's not their fault. But you have proved that you can speak without saying it. So that excuse is out the window.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I could just say,
it's a big fail on your part, Dash. But we'll give you a trophy anyway.
I could just say I don't conform to that, and then you can't do anything.
Yeah, right. It's a big fail on your part, but you'll get your trophy.
I would say it's actually a strength, not a fail. So yeah.
Well, of course you would. You're delusional. That's what I expect you to say.
There's nothing wrong with being delusional.
No, not at all. It's a mental disorder. Nothing wrong with having a mental disorder. I know.
It's not a mental disorder. It's a form of fighting oppression because you're an oppressor.
No. It's a mental disorder. Ask JP. He'll tell you.
I don't believe it's a mental disorder.
Ask JP. He's a professional. He'll tell you that delusional is a mental disorder.
Nah, I don't conform to that.
You don't conform to what?
To the idea of delusionality being a mental disorder. I'm sorry.
What's the number in the PDR, JP, for being delusional?
It's in there.
So it's in there, Dash. So it's a mental disorder.
Yeah, well, I'm not delusional, so you can go fuck yourself.
Insurance companies will pay JP to help you with your delusional disorder.
I'm not delusional.
I don't find him delusional.
Again, well, he said he was delusional.
So, I never said that.
Again, he said other words that he wasn't sure of either. So, okay, move on.
But he did say he was delusional, didn't he?
Come on.
Never happened.
Now he's not. He says he's not. So
okay,
that just proves you're delusional.
Nope. I am completely rational.
We'll get you trophy, and we'll get you one complimentary. I will pay for one complimentary session with JP so that he can help you fix your delusional disorder.
297.1 actually is delusional disorder in the DSM.
Yeah, I'm gonna rename you, Dash, to 297.1. That's your new name.
But it's often associated with hallucinations. And it's seeing things that aren't there.
Well,
I don't know.
No doubt he's got hallucinations.
I'm not so sure that Dash
97.1.
Nah. I mean, I'm not gonna I'll take it at face value, but I know I'm not delusional. I know I'm superior to you in every way, Howard. So it's fine. You can live in your little. You can live in your little like sad little hole. It's fine.
Let's call you 297-1.
Well,
that's your new name.
Okay, wait. Well,
297-1.
Do you feel you've been poisoned by someone?
No.
Okay. Well, that would be, something like that. Maybe, I don't know. If you were deceived
I'm gonna call you Howard the Heckler, because that's all you do is you heckle people. You don't actually teach them anything. You don't actually use any like valid reasons for anything. You just heckle people. So you're the heckler.
Howard the Heckler.
Whatever. Better than being delusional.
Better than Howard the Rapist.
I'd rather be mean than delusional.
Okay, I wouldn't want to. Mean people die alone, miserable. I wouldn't want to be that.
Bang on your keyboard again.
What? I'm not even typing.
I said bang on your keyboard. Get out that frustration, Dash. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
I'm not frustrated, but like, even though you want me to, because
no,
you're
he's
like a
off
sick,
the base.
Twisted elitist who like gets off on that shit.
He's off the mark often, many times. Many times I don't even tell him, but he's so off the mark. Sometimes I do let him know.
297-1. That's you.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're right, dude.
All right. And Brian, anything to add to this disaster?
Well, I guess before we end it,
and we don't need to end it. I was just, I'm just kind of seeing if.
Well, I'm getting kind of tired right now, Joe.
This is the show you've done in a while. This is living up to your true old moniker.
That movie, yeah.
Movie.
You know something? We are facing some really difficult days, and
please, Mr. Midnight Movie, would you please thank 297-1?
Well, I'll thank Dash. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. 297.1. Well, here's the deal.
Hey, Howie, what's the ambivalent context of a non-derivative, dude? Do you know?
Yes.
297-1.
-1. You got to have the dash. All right. I think we went in a lot of good directions, except for Howard.
Yes.
Going
right
into the gutter.
Dash accomplished going in all directions.
I still feel that
time.
You could have something of like beneficial to get out.
297. 297-1.
Mm-hmm.
No, Howard, it's just even if I was the smartest, most intelligent millennial alive, like you would still find something to criticize. Obviously,
you're not.
I didn't say I was, but even if I was, you would still find something to criticize because of that age, regardless. So that means you're just biased and completely invalidated, unfortunately.
297-1.
Oh boy.
I mean, you keep saying the number. I mean, it's just funny. So you like
it's your name. That's your new name. I just renamed you. Everybody will now think of you as 297-1.
All right, dude. Yeah, 297. I mean, that's a cool number, dude. It's like almost 300. That's a high ass number. I mean, you're like
yeah.
You're like -5.
297-1.
You're literally like -5. You might be -10 actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be positive than
I
negative.
would like to get another something going here. I don't see a reason to stop just yet, but are we out of discussions, or are you going to keep reminding us of the code?
I'm ready for Betty Bye. 297-1.
Yeah,
Howard's autistic.
Once he starts perseverating, we're usually done. Remember, a mask is a grotesque false face worn at carnivals or in rituals. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Transparency and Merit. We can't wait to do it. I love doing these shows. It's a serious and a seriously strange situation.
You love having me on your show. 297-1.
Maybe we can number this show. Episode 297.1.
297-1.
All right.
You know how it sounds like -1, like I beat you. That's like you like defeated yourself.
-1. He did say it. It's right from his mouth.
Good call. -1. I beat you.
That was a nice decode. Thank you, Dash. Dash with the ultimate stab right to your gut. Finishes the winner tonight. -1.
Yeah.
Good call, Dash.
297-1.
Howard lost.
It's been a game. Brian, is that it? Are you done?
Joe, I think we'll call it a day. It's been rather interesting.
You let me down.
We are facing some very difficult days.
At this speed,
we're going through a difficult spot in our lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is the worst. In my 50 years of living, Joe, I mean, as far as even my parents are no longer here, and that's one of the more difficult, the most difficult thing I've ever gone through. But this is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is some pretty, this whole thing, this whole virus, this COVID-19, Wuhan flu, communist virus. has affected all of us negatively, whether you believe it's real or not. And that's one of the reasons we need, freedom of speech and platforms to be open so we can discuss these issues. So something like this does not happen again.
And I did do a show earlier. I don't know if you caught it. I did it on the census coming up, the census 2020. And I thought it was, it's okay. I need to maybe go back and make it a little better, but I'm kind of getting to the point on that. So check that out too. I'll post a link to it on this show.
Hey guys, I'm glad I could be on the show. I'm honored that you guys would have me on. This was pretty fun. Nice twist to my night here. So hope you guys keep doing it. I wish you guys all the best of luck with your endeavors.
Thanks. We had a lot of people out tonight too. That was nice. I mean,
you know what, Dash, and yeah. I'm sorry about that. We spoke at the same time. But Dash, come by anytime. I did enjoy your banter with Howard, even though it got rather contentious.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. I'm around. We're all quarantined, so I'll be here.
Yeah, man. We're all in the same place. We ain't going anywhere. Yeah. I had a guy. Me and him got into it so bad. We were talking about taking flights. We were talking about taking flights to where each other lived to meet up. Man, got that contentious. And now you can say it, but you're not going to do it. I mean, like, we're dealing with you now. Even if you meant it, you can't do it. So, it's, it is what it is.
Yeah, man, it's the internet. We're having fun. We're trying to just go with it and just feel the vibes.
Yeah, Howard's a character, and he says some intelligent things.
Just like Jean Valjean, Dash, you are 297-1.
That's all he's gonna say from now on, dude.
Just came in, just interrupted right in the middle because I was talking about Howard. But he's pissed me off a few times when he's, but not now. He hasn't, but he has in the past. I actually had to block him because he harassed me.
We did have, he started calling his Skype over and over.
Yes,
because we wouldn't answer it.
Yeah, but
why'd you do that?
He's an interesting person, but he can be a tad on the malicious side.
Yeah, Howard, can't we just be friends, dude? Why do we have to be arch enemies like this?
We're not enemies, Dash. 297-1.
All right, man. It's just whatever. Yeah, you call me delusional, dude. I'm not gonna take it personally. Whatever. It is what it is.
You shouldn't. You admitted to it. Why would you take it personally?
I don't.
Good night, 297-1. Jean Valjean.
Yep, 2 hours and 12 minutes in. Thank you again, both of you. I appreciate it. Brian, I guess we're going to end it.
Let's do it.